how to use social media for your business and which platforms to use. All right. So I've been in the social media game for a while now and I'm still figuring it out. I'll be honest with you. But the number one goal that I do know is that the main goal is, like I've said in the previous episode, is to own your traffic, right? So the goal of social media, if you're using it for your business, is to get traffic, right? To get eyeballs onto whatever it is that you're offering. But and like the reason why you want to own that traffic is that you can get shut down on any of these platforms at any time for any reason. You don't own these platforms, right? So that brings us to the second part, which is the DNA. So you need to understand the DNA of the platform and understand like what the goal is of whatever platform you're using. Like, what is their goal, right? So I see a lot of people, and I've been there before too, where I'm just trying to like just pitch, just like be like, look, this is my product. And unfortunately, that doesn't work. I mean, I think it did work for a while in the past when we were first using the Instagram stories. But nowadays, it seems that that's just not working, right? I have like 9,000 or so followers on Instagram, and it's super interesting to see like how the algorithm is working. And when I make a story, like sometimes it gets like a bunch of views, and sometimes it's just like it just doesn't. So I've been experimenting with a couple different strategies for the Instagram, but I've just been posting like just memes, honestly. And then now like what I'm doing is doing that same thing, but also too is like I'm trying to get people to check out the podcast. And that's like my main strategy so that I can, again, like I can own that traffic. So if somebody is just subscribed to you, to like your YouTube or your podcast, then they're definitely going to see your video, or your message. And that's kind of like where I went back to when I was deciding like where to post things. That's always like the biggest problem, is just like, where do I post this, and then that's a lot of times too where you just kind of like get caught up and overwhelmed with that kind of idea, which brings me back to the other videos. Is like, just start doing shit, man. But eventually, like, you are going to start having to aim and be strategic about your plan to get your message out there. So how I've heard it described, at least for like Instagram or for Facebook in particular, is that the goal with social media is not to like make any money. It's to be social. It's like there's a big party going on, and you are just like a fun person at the party, instead of like you going to the party and just be like, hey, like, you guys want to buy this stuff, which doesn't work. Instead, like, you want to, I'm thinking, because when you get back to like your profile, like your actual profile, and not just like on the feed, that's your home, right? So like, say you're at a party and you are a good time, and then you're single or not, and you like bring somebody back to your home, then you can sell. You're like, this is what I got, but not like at the party. Like, nobody wants to see stuff like that going down at the party. You want to have a good time, you want to be social, and then once you get back to your home, aka your profile, then you can sell them. So that's like my strategy with the Instagram. I don't know why, like, I just don't gravitate towards Facebook, but with Instagram, I've cleaned out my profile with at least like for the grid. Like, the grid is just like pictures, honestly. And the reels, they do get a lot of eyeballs on them if they're new. That's like what I found is like you can't post the same reel uh over and over again because the volume of the people who are going to see it just diminishes very quickly. But the stories have always been like my go-to because that's like what the stories are, or Instagram in general. It's like it's your reality TV, you know? So it's just like documenting like the stuff that you're doing to that day, and then reposting things that you resonate with, that you think that your dream customer will resonate with. And then you throw out like little baits, little hooks to get somebody to whatever it is. Like right now I'm trying to get people to the podcast so that they get value from the podcast, and then they check out my free training that I'm doing every Saturday. The last thing is like where do you start? And for me and for you, like you want to figure out like where do you spend the most time on social media? I don't advise you to spend a lot of time on social media, but like think about what platforms that you actually like to use. And that's probably where you're going to start. You know, like at first, like I did enjoy using Instagram. I hate Instagram now. And Snapchat and Facebook, I think they're just a waste of time, but I spend a lot, not a lot of time, but like I do enjoy YouTube, you know? So that's like the platform that I realize that I should be doing. And I don't know why, like I keep like overcomplicating like where I'm going to post things. Like YouTube is where I am going to post things, and I get caught up with like the name of it or whatever, but I'm just doing shit. And then I'm using all the other mediums, Facebook, Instagram, and to get people to my YouTube so that they can get value from it. And then eventually they'll want to check out my free training that I'm doing every Saturday. And that's like, it's like kind of owning your traffic. Because with the Instagram and Facebook, the algorithm is just so weird and just hard to figure out at this point as far as like for growth. But the cool thing about YouTube, and like why I would recommend doing YouTube, is that it's the only platform where you can post something and then it can grow over time, right? So for any of the other platforms, once you post something, it's kind of like if it doesn't do well and people aren't into it, then it's not going to gain any traction after that. So I hope that was helpful. As you can tell, like I'm still just trying to figure it out for myself, but I have had success with Instagram in the past. But I mean, I just wouldn't really spend too much time that I see a lot of people doing, like crafting out these like long ass typed out stories, you know, and it really doesn't make any sense, you know. Like what are they gonna like send you a DM and be like, yeah, I want to buy your stuff, and then it's just like a bunch of back and forth. And I've said it so many times, but like don't waste your time on those platforms. Do something that's gonna like actually grow, like YouTube. But that is it for today for this video. It's kind of a long-winded one. But yeah, I'm doing a live training every Saturday at 11 a.m. And instead of just having to like I'm saying, like do all this learning and all this and that, I have a done for you system that is going to completely transform your life. So if you want to check it out, I highly recommend it. Link down below. But that is it for today. Thank you guys.